her head off.
No. 5, 4, 3, 2.
She's one of the crazy
1. Uninteresting podcast. Welcome to Wildly Uninteresting Podcast number 50. Check that out.
5-0.
We got
Which is why
50.
this is about F the police.
F the popo. Yo, welcome back, the great Danny Tyler.
DT.
Good to be back.
Look at
Good to
him.
be back.
Very excited for the second episode. With
You were
Danny.
Zach's least favorite guest.
Damn him.
Is that jealousy or is that,
No, it's just me talking shit. He loves you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking shit. What's going on? Before
Maybe
the
a little jealousy,
podcast,
though. Fucking homo.
we were talking about a new movement. Danny, would you like to tell us about this
please,
new
let's
movement?
jump
Yeah,
into
pave the way
this.
on this gold.
We're going to
D.
jump right into this.
Well, it turns out there is a movement going on that birds are not real.
It's a shocking.
They have all been killed off, and every bird that you see is a government drone there to spy on you.
It makes me so happy. It's as funny the second time as it was the first. So stupid.
Is that the whole basis of the conversation, is that they're drones now, that the government watches us?
Yeah, government surveillance.
That, you know why people can say outlandish shit and it goes viral like that? Because of the flat earthers.
First Amendment?
No. Well, that's flat earth
And a little bit of the second.
went through, and like it's this huge thing, and they make a lot of money off of the guy who started it. And now everybody's like, well, I'll just say some outlandish shit and it'll catch on and I'll be famous for it.
That's a good hypothesis, though.
Ooh,
Or a statement.
It would be nice to see which came first.
They're advanced.
Oh, I didn't
enough.
even think about that.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, if you kill it,
That's
does it
something I
not
can look into.
still have meat in it? So, I mean, is that just advanced government meat?
It's just a cyborg bird, man. They combined human or bird tissue and robotics, and
So you're eating human
Yeah.
I don't know.
Heavy on the
and
iron.
nuts and bolts.
So do you know anybody personally that's about this movement?
not personally.
I would say
no.
you should definitely unfriend them quickly, but no. So what I don't get, okay, what was it, like 5 months ago, right? I had this like baby bird, and it was in this dude's garage, and it was stuck in.
this one.
It was stuck in some like oil stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, this is really sucks. I put it in a box. I brought it home. I tried to wash it off with Dawn. It ended up like freaking out, like having a seizure, and then it died. And I'm like, that bird was definitely real,
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a
real.
real bird.
But
we didn't cut it open.
Or it
maybe
shorted
we
out because of the water.
we can
It
go.
wasn't the oil.
Oh, shit.
I swear to God, I washed it off, and it was like sleeping, but then it started like, and then it died, it passed away.
But now it makes more sense. It's less sad.
Oh,
It's like
man.
a strike against the government.
Yeah.
We buried it in the backyard. It made
We
me
should go
cry.
dig
I don't
it
even
up.
like birds. It made me cry. It made me very sad.
You
We
think-
should dig it up, cut it open.
Think the Men in Black didn't come take it back?
Yeah, they've
Oh,
they've
man.
replaced it already with bones.
With bones. See, and that's the horrible thing, is that they have a counter for everything you're gonna say. They have something that's gonna counter that and be like, well, like you just said, that is something legitimately, like, that's what they would go with.
Yeah.
Right.
They were like,
Yeah.
well, they've already come and replaced it with a real bird, bird bones. That's so crazy, right?
Yes.
So there's a whole
This is from the
website
collection.
dedicated to it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty li- it looks pretty
birds-aren't-real.com. Aren't with an E.
Aren't
Yeah,
Aren't.
birds
Aren't.
aren't real?
Like
Yoke.
are not.
but no O.
But aren't.
no O.
Are wrong.
No, oh. No, yeah, it's history. You can get activism gear, if you will.
Oh, the merchandise is amazing.
It's absolutely beautiful.
That's the best part.
Just eat that shit up.
They have shirts on there that say "Birds are a lie."
Yeah, if
Birds
it
are
flies,
all
it
alive.
spies.
Bird watching goes two
That one's
ways
good.
or both ways.
Yes.
This is absurd.
Isn't it though?
This is truly absurd.
Look, even
go
I can
against it is just
still,
stupid.
I can get behind this idea more than I can flat Earth.
Oh, well, yeah. That,
Flat
yeah.
Earth, just every time I hear like an argument for it, I'm like, How do you believe that this is a real thing? How does anyone?
I think because people are so dumb and they want to be smart so bad that they're like, I'm going to disrupt the system and I'm going to say birds aren't real.
Yeah.
And then this happens. They're flat earth. Like, people want something. They're like, need to have something.
Yeah.
But they're useless. So they're like, what can my useless mind put together? And that's what they put together. And then you get birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
.com.
I believe it.
I really don't know whether to attribute it to just people being completely gullible or
Yeah.
like a human want to feel like you have told somebody something and convinced them that it's real.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Oh, yeah, like,
and the power that comes along with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
for sure.
I was
You're
thinking
like,
just
I get it.
mindless adventure. But yes, that I could see.
I like it. Mindless adventure. I like
Yeah, I
it
like
coming
that.
from that aspect. But that's not what it is.
But I'm okay with mindless adventure, but like, I still think that you could put together something that truly matters in mindless, like, because there's a lot of things in the world I think we don't understand, even though we have all this science to back it up, right? So I think that you can approach it from a different viewpoint. You know what I mean? Like, the birds aren't real. That's stupid, right?
It is stupid.
But
Should it be the monkeys?
can you cross a bird with a monkey?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I've
And make
seen The
up
Wizard of Oz.
a murd
Ooh, a murd.
or a
Oh,
bunkie.
bunky's
Or
even
a bunkie.
better.
You know what I mean, though? Like, I just feel like there's something
Bunkie.
else mindless you could do better.
Bunky sounds like a racial slur.
Yeah.
For sure.
Quite.
Yes.
I was thinking like a prison term for your cellmate, a bunkie. But
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I didn't even hear it like that.
Once you're past the
Yeah.
prison rape phase, like it becomes cute. This is my bunkie.
Oh,
We're
goodness.
buddies.
There's definitely something better you could do with your time, though, and actually like make a difference. And
Right.
you know,
Not if it's mindless.
You know,
I don't know
wonder-
that website. If you read the history page,
Yeah.
They have
they go into detail about how we found out about this because they phone tapped this guy that worked for JFK because he was stealing JFK's ham sandwich every day at lunch,
Shut the fuck up.
and that's how they found out that birds aren't real because we killed like 200,000 or
it was
something.
12 million.
12 million. There we go.
I think is what the number. Hang on, where'd it go? I think that's what
That's
the
gonna
number
happen a lot.
was.
I'm dying.
Uh-oh.
Do,
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh.
do you have any
COVID-19.
Yes.
Corvid?
Probably.
It is imperative that we discuss the methods that the government used to extinguish over 12 billion birds between 1959 to 1971.
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful.
They've really put a lot of work into it. I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the people on YouTube that will put together this thing, put together all the puzzle pieces to this absurd history of a certain person, right? And they put the pieces together, like the people who said that dinosaurs aren't real. And then they had all these pieces to do it because humans love putting the pieces together in their heads. They were like, oh, that makes sense because that actually goes to that or whatever. If you do it correctly, it triggers humans to be like, that has to be real. So I think we're gullible people. Like, there's a way to get at us. You know what I mean?
If you like set forth looking to prove something, then everything you look at, you're already biased. You're not coming
Yeah.
at something objectively, trying to find out what this means. It's no, I want to prove that birds aren't real, that the world is flat. So every bit of evidence that they find is going to prove in their head that birds aren't real and the world's flat.
And the world's flat.
Unless if they're super objective and they do it properly, okay, I can understand it. But that's probably not the case.
So you guys remember those birds that they died like all at once? Like
The 12
few
billion.
thousand of them. No, this was like, I don't know, like 10 years ago or whatever.
I feel vaguely
And they
that
were,
I heard
it
this.
was all like, oh, what's this phenomenon about? So maybe those were like outdated birds or something.
Failed replicants.
Yeah.
Somebody set off an EMP.
it's definitely
So
what
do you have any
happened.
facts to that story? Where was it at?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Let's see.
I don't remember.
we'll get Google.
There's
on.
well, I remember the event, but then there's an Angels and Airwaves song where he's like dead birds in a parking stall, so that just kind of stays in my head.
You remember that news story about the guy in Florida that talked with a bird?
No.
I don't remember.
I'm just making shit up like
Oh,
you do.
I was like,
Damn it,
damn,
Dee.
dude.
I was gonna say there's a lot that comes from Florida that I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's not like absurd. That's like the least absurd thing I've heard about the people from Florida.
When did you say it happened?
Approximately 10 years ago.
Damn, there was one that happened last year, November 13th. Thousands of birds found dead by
Bam.
by an Indian lake, and no one knows why.
What?
There's one, so I'm gonna see if
Shit's
I can
real.
find that one.
Dude, birds might not be real.
It was
They might have
2,400
replaced
of
I'm
them.
telling you, man.
I think I'm on board now.
How can
Get
it
that
be?
shirt. I am a lie with lie underlined.
I am alive.
Get the underlined lie tee.
I guess if you can say like
Righty.
birds aren't real, right? Are humans real? Like at this point,
Damn,
if
that
the
was
birds
insane.
aren't real,
What are we just here
real?
to observe each other?
I guess, dude. I walk through the world on a daily basis. Like, why am I here? Like,
I bet all the
why is
birds
this
got
going on?
tired of being watched and they killed themselves.
That's what I told you. Like, it makes me wonder if suicide is in the animal kingdom because that one,
a good
whatever it
question.
was, the skunk or whatever skunk.
Yeah.
That come running at my tire. It's like it looked at me like, please hit me.
Yeah. He's like, F it, I'm ready
Or
to die.
I'm ready to go.
Maybe like, please don't.
Oh, maybe that was the look. They're kind of the same look.
They are very similar looks.
Next time I murder somebody,
You just have to.
I don't know.
Sorry, I saw,
I saw that.
determination in your eyes.
That kill me, please look.
Yes.
Shoot me in the face.
I was just hungry.
Why did thousands of birds drop dead in Arkansas? It's 2011.
Yup.
That's the
Because
one.
Ian gained another year of life and he had to make a sacrifice to keep living.
Yes.
We'll put it this way.
Sacrifice of thousands.
With all the madness going on right now, that just that is a pure indicator of how quickly and
We can go to
easily-
end times. We are in end times, brother.
how easily they can control everything you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. No,
Dude,
absolutely.
seriously? I've been to Kroger the last 2 days.
I went today.
Yesterday. Huh?
Shit's buck.
I know, dude. Did you go to this one, or did you actually go to the one by
Went to
you?
the one by me. But they I was like, everybody was like,
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, are they really like that, or am I thinking they're like that
Oh,
because
no,
it's been
no.
said that people are like that?
No,
No,
they're
they
like
are.
that.
People
yeah.
are freaking the
Well, I was looking in their
F out.
carts, and it's like, not everybody was wildin'.
Yeah. Well, and that's what.
So then I thought maybe I just had the perception. So I mean, it could be like a combination of the two, but
Yesterday,
whatever.
I feel that they
Fuck you
actually
guys.
are that way. No, because yesterday it was just like disinfectant, bleach, toilet paper,
Yeah.
those things. Today, there's no rice, there's no banana peppers, there's no bread, there's no anything. It's not even like, things that people typically buy. No, it's everything. There's nothing at all on the shelves. And I went at 11:30 today in the afternoon, or before noon, the prior noon, and the parking lot was completely full. I had to park all the way in the very back, as far away as you could park, because it was the only parking spot that was available. 11:30 on a Friday, work day.
Why
That's
do you
crazy.
think that it happened as quickly as it did? Like, they were like, I guess the CDC issued a warning of what could go scarce.
Yeah.
And then everybody went and bought those. I feel like a buddy of mine took a picture. He was working at a warehouse. He was dropping a shipment off at a warehouse, and this warehouse was completely packed full of toilet paper and paper towels and food and products and all that. Like, there is no shortage. It'd be very hard to create a shortage of these things. Mm-hmm. It's like if the place couldn't ship them and shit. But what I just don't get, why would you want to hoard all that? What's the thought process behind the madness?
I think it's twofold, really. I think first and foremost, we didn't take what was coming out of China and Europe seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, oh, this is just another swine flu or the N1H1 or the Ebola outbreak 4 years ago. And sidebar, every 4 years, apparently we have a new
Yeah, dude.
disease that comes out.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think we took it very seriously at all, or at least didn't prepare anything. And then, secondly, I think it's the trend of e-commerce. We don't have anything readily on demand. We
Right.
have to have it shipped to us from a not a department, from a hub, a delivery hub.
Yes.
So the stores weren't prepared. They have their internal supply, but they're waiting on their next week's truck to refill. And
they found our
what
patterns.
they had's gone, what they just got as a refill's gone, and now they're waiting on more, and they're like, well, we don't have the product because we just haven't had it shipped to
We're
us.
sold out of that stupid book of the week book.
I always
Now it's
like,
chicken.
of course, I go straight to the conspiracy theory, but maybe it was a way to, like we said, stimulate the economy because
Yeah.
clearly they were like, we got all this stuff and we need to sell it for some reason. You know, I don't know what the process would be behind it, but I heard a news story saying that
That makes sense.
COVID-19 looked like it was man-made, like when they, I guess, I don't know, I didn't read the article fully, but
I just read the headline.
yeah. No, actually, it was like a third party, somebody told me it, and I was like, oh, well, I can see that. Like, they created the disease,
The title.
but then they couldn't control its spread like they should have. You know what I mean? But I can definitely see that it's man-made and that they did it to stimulate the economy, scare the people, shut down the airports.
But Tom
restrict
Hanks
travel.
has it, man. That's the bummer of it all.
It blows me away
Does he?
that everybody
Yeah.
on Facebook, like which coronavirus is like the only thing that's
He's
on
America's
Facebook right now.
dad, man. You can't get that shit. Plus, it's
that-
killing old people, and he's, what, 63?
Oh, he's out
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah.
Plus, he, ever since that movie Castaway, he's had a real bad case of diabetes or something similar.
Damn. Oh, because
Really?
he took the role serious.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's related. I just know it happened around the same
I
time.
don't know. Let's not undermine the man's commitment to his craft.
Turner and who?
He's committed.
Yeah, dude.
Huh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. Of all the things that I've seen about the coronavirus, I had no idea that he had it.
Yeah.
And it's baffling, though, that people on Facebook that usually, more often than not, they don't have shit to say and their life is very boring and minute and nobody gives a shit. Well, a lot of them are jumping on the bandwagon of like creating a coronavirus meme or taking a picture of the grocery store or something because something's finally happening in their life where they can be like, well, I'm going to just like meme the shit out of everybody and I can't wait to do this. Like, what is it? Like, I just saw one the other day of this, our apartment manager. She was like licking a doorknob.
What?
I'm like,
It's the new, when they have people like dump the water
Challenge
on
or
them?
whatever.
Challenge,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it's the new challenge.
Licking
Lick a
a
doorknob.
and then it was just very like,
Well, that's
I don't
just
know.
stupid.
People irritate the shit out of me.
I just hope they call the
Irritating.
next outbreak like this Montezuma's Revenge.
Oh,
That'd
me
be
too.
cool. Nobody wants that shit.
Oh, I love it. I do. You know, I think the panic that's going on is really stupid. I think people are dumb and like experiencing the difference from one day to the next in a Kroger. It really pisses me off at
people are
the
that
general
way.
population. Yes.
They're
Well,
that dumb. They're that.
It's fun to watch, but it's like, come on, guys.
It really upsets me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go around licking doorknobs, all I'm saying. I'm not going to
Hey.
purposefully try to get it.
The other thing is that I think is funny about people, and I don't know what I was gonna say about people.
Oh, crap.
It kind of lost it as I was saying. I do that often.
You know what's funny about
You
people?
know what's funny about people?
Their
Seinfeld.
memory.
No.
Gosh, he's been shitting on Seinfeld so much this week. I feel like it's come up a couple times.
I got it.
Okay, what's funny?
So, what kills me about people is this goes to show you how self-centered and
Mm-hmm.
egotistical people are. Because it's not about, hey, let's ration everything, let's all join together as a community.
Right.
They're like, hey, what can I do for myself? So you have a household of 2 or 3 people hoarding everything in the store. They're
Right.
like, well, I made all this money at my accountant job, so I'm just going to buy up all this shit so nobody else can have it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the only survivor.
So instead
Yeah.
of rationing what we already have, let's just take everything so
And
no
hoard
one
it.
else can have it, and I'm going to hoard it. And
Yeah.
just, that's stupid, especially something like toilet paper. Like,
I don't get
people
that.
need that. So if you don't, which I guess we don't. Like, people all around the world don't have toilet paper.
I've concluded I would just get a shower after every
time,
every
yeah.
poop.
Right?
It's right there.
Just
I
stick
like
your butt
that.
in the
I
stream.
get a fan that just like sits right here. Okay.
Apparently,
No, I
there's
wouldn't.
attachments for bidets that are quite affordable.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
What,
It's
how
like,
do they feel?
I've never used one. I don't
Oh.
know.
It's an attachment that comes out of the spout, and then it looks like the same thing on your the sink
Yeah.
for your dishes.
They're like,
Yeah, and you just
come
like
out.
you just yeah.
I saw a thing at Walgreens the other day that was like a wiping assistance. It was for people who can't turn around and reach their butthole. It was to help people wipe their butt. Yup,
Hell
and
yeah.
it was like $35. It was ridiculous. I wonder if I still have that picture.
Yo, there's
I
times
charge
though,
them $60.
there's times when I throw my back out and I'm like I can't do that twisting motion, and then like my shoulder be messed up. I've been in that
Shoulder
position
be
before. I've been in that position where my neck's all hurt, and I'm like, I really wish that I had something like a post to rub my butt on, like a cat, just like rubbing.
Yeah.
I got it together now.
I
Wrap the toilet paper
wonder
around it.
how many just straight up swole dudes in the world have that thing at their house.
Yeah.
42.
42.
Bunch of diaper ass babies.
Diaper
I
rash.
can't wipe my ass and I only wear slip-ons.
No, it's a saddening thought to that's a visualization of how egotistical and self-centered we are now. Like, face it, we're not a community anymore. We can't band together. We're gonna fall divided because nobody.
Were we
can-
really?
whatever-
At one
with that
time, I
attitude.
feel
I think
like.
so.
I feel like it was black versus white, if nothing else.
Every time,
But still, community.
And
The
then
black
white, but-
community versus the white community. Like, it's still communities.
That's community. Yeah.
every now and then I go back to I look at Woodstock photos
Yeah.
of looking at what could have been. I think that was a turning point in history. Like, Woodstock was the dividing line between community and coexisting and egotistical self-centeredness.
Yeah.
And I like looking back
Look,
at them, like
'cause
every picture.
Woodstock was beautiful. It was something that was supposed to be a small gathering, but word of mouth got out, and people just loved the idea
Everybody
so
wanted that
much.
action.
Yes, it jacked the streets up for days because
And
there
even
were
the-
so many people.
Even like the neighbors and stuff, they were like, they thought they were gonna have to like wield their guns and
Yeah,
like
no.
get people off their property.
They
and they
ran
were
out of
okay with
food,
it.
and they actually made food and took it down there to them to help them out.
Yeah.
Dude,
Hell
that's
yeah.
beautiful.
So that's every time that something like this happens and you see the
Just a little
downfall of the
rapscallion.
community. I love going back to
see
Woodstock
it.
photos.
Yeah. Woodstock
If we could get back to
warms my
that
soul.
that mindset, but also not like a give up on like the what is it?
Hygiene?
Progression and hygiene. Like I feel like a lot of people that were in that movement were like, we don't want to work peace, love, sex, and drugs. Like, we don't want to do nothing like progress.
You want to eradicate the dollar? You're
Right.
fucking hippie.
Yeah, I do want to get rid of it.
Wait, hold on. What?
I mean, that's cool, man.
I mean, I've heard the argument for the penny, but why the dollar?
No, all of it.
all the money.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
the entire economic
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Just get rid
Yeah,
of
I'm
it.
on
sorry,
board.
I didn't mean to
Absolutely.
mislead you on that.
I think we'd be better off.
$100.
Just like they do at Burning Man, which I think that's like an isolated thing, and it can work because it does work in an isolated situation. But I think that we could live that way.
Yeah.
Case in point, Woodstock happened the exact same way. Like, that should have failed and people should have died and all that. And nobody did. It was peaceful. They got fed, they got clothed, they got all that crap. And it wasn't planned whatsoever. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
There
Like,
was-
it can happen.
I
Yeah.
think the only way that it can really happen nowadays, though, with the way the world's interconnected, is finding a common thread for all humankind to get behind. So whether it be like, I don't know, a grand scale of climate change isn't going to do it. Alien invasion,
Yeah.
once that had resolved itself, we could take a step back and be like, okay, we as a humankind have to progress in a intergalactic system or monetary system, not
Morally,
just
all of us.
our own money. That could possibly work, but I too many people are just so self-absorbed with what they can do and what the importance that comes with that, and
Yeah.
they monetize it. And
Yeah,
that's
for
how they
sure.
get the money.
Yep.
Like the entire American economy is, I'm going to make money.
Oh yeah,
It's mine.
most definitely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that money means that I can do things that you can't.
Mm.
And I'm gonna show you that I'm doing them, and that's that good feeling they get from it, knowing that you can't buy it, but I can. And it's the same way with the hoarding. They know that, like, oh, I got all the money, I can buy all the stuff and hoard it all, and you get to have none of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the feeling that we get, that we're addicted to. They get addicted to that. I have it, you don't. Like
And
that power.
I guarantee if their neighbor came to them and said, you know, I don't have any toilet paper, they'd charge them for it.
Yeah.
They would never just give them a roll or 5 or
Ain't that
whatever.
sad?
It
That's
is.
so
It's very sad.
Well, if they're rich though, like their neighbor's rich too, there's not a whole lot of problem with
It's
that.
a rich community.
Lupita, run out.
yeah.
Give me some toilet paper.
Because they all move together. They're like, hey, we all have money. Let's all live in this specific gated community and show other people how good we are. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have a customer. I love the dude. Dude has a $1 million home. Like, just absurd how rich he is. They bought this old school like race car for $90,000 just for his dad to sit in it one time, because him and his wife used to have one back in the day.
And then they were gonna drive off a cliff in it.
Holding hands.
It was an old Bel Air, man, but they turned it into a race car, and they bought this, like, it was $90,000, something crazy, just to sit in it. But the guy himself, like, aside from all the money and everything, is a hell of a guy. Like,
Yeah.
you can't find a better guy. So they're not all bad. Like,
Right.
I'm not saying everybody with money is bad, but I'm just saying money, if you take that out of the equation, magical things can happen. Like,
Yeah.
take the monetary value off of everything you do. That's like when we started the company, I told her, I was like, I don't want to think about money. I want to quote jobs not thinking about money. I want to quote jobs knowing that I'm free from a company and we're working on a dream.
Well-
To hell with the money.
And perfect example is your quote versus somebody else's quote.
Right.
So the job he just finished, they had it quoted by 2 other companies. We'll just say that his quote was $2,600. Theirs was $5,000.
$5,000
Like-
and $6,000
And
for the
that,
same job.
Yeah, and that allows for us to make money, pay everything we need to. I mean, everything
yeah.
like that, and get the job done. And theirs was $5,000. That's not necessary.
That's us making $100 an hour. It's like me working $100 an hour after, all the percentages taken out for the government and everything. And I think that that's absurd, like $100 an hour. And it sounds like a lot on paper. But then you look at a company that charged them like $56, and all they were doing is because the house was nice, they had a
Yep.
good customer, they're
Yeah.
they're from Prospect, the good part of town, and they're going to charge them that. But I feel like if you just if that one thing was out of the equation, I feel like we could progress indefinitely and spiritually and
Yeah,
How
become
do-
a
how do we
better
get there?
community in general.
But then we'd have to either eradicate that kind of shit or start slaughtering people.
I'm down to
I
slaughter.
think that's what
Purge.
coronavirus is
Yes.
put on earth to do, is slaughtering people right now. Like, it's weeding out the sick and the old.
Well, I mean, we're overpopulated, so I mean, it's not gonna kill us to
Man,
have a
what-
few thousand people die.
It really
Air
would.
quotes kill us.
I know. Thank you.
It really would. If you had something like a real pandemic, which I'm sure, I don't know. I'm not in Italy. I'm not in China right now. I don't know how bad it actually is. And that's what I asked her. I was like, do you know anybody personally? I want to meet the person that has coronavirus, because how do we know it's actually real? Like, I'm not in Italy or China. Are you? Like, I don't know.
No, apparently we do know somebody.
Oh.
Kenny's wife, Emily,
Really?
has,
Oh,
that's
has
rough.
been sent home from work.
No.
She has to have, 2 tests confirmed before her work will allow her to come back. But
Really?
she's tested negative for strep and the flu
Uh-oh.
and is waiting to
boy.
hear back. So,
Damn, that's crazy.
That's pretty brutal.
yeah.
Glad I don't hang out with them all the time.
I was just say, did you visit her this week? you might need to
You
leave.
got
Once
to
again,
go.
air quotes, visit.
Visit, yeah.
Oh, man, what's done is done.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Oh, they're calling this boomer remover.
That's perfect. But
I
no,
love it.
and that's what I was saying about earlier. Walking by the TV, I was at work at the looking over the bar, and you seeing all these powerful. There was like 10 of them, and they were getting up to this mic and telling you what they're gonna do to you. Like, we're gonna restrict movement. We're gonna do this, such and such to healthcare. We're gonna privatize a certain the tests were privatized and stuff. With Walgreens and some other one, Rite Aid and whatever, and they were these lead guys from these places. But it just dawned on me, like, how much control you don't have, right?
Yeah.
You
They
don't-
didn't say, hey,
none.
let's take a vote as a people. Do you all want to do this?
I was speaking with an Indian gentleman that, at a gas station, right? And he come over here, he was pissed off, Dot.
Okay.
Not not Indian people.
He was pissed off because he spends, 12 hours, 13 hours a day at this gas station. He has to go home and work with the family. The family brought him over here. And he said that America wants you to believe that there's no other free country. He was like, all other countries are free. But America makes it seem like it's worse off over there in Europe. Even those in Canada, whatever, that we're the best and the greatest and we're actually free. And in reality, we're probably more restricted than the people that are in a third world country. Like, I feel like we're controlled to a point where we don't know that we're being controlled. Even if you think you're outside the box,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we're controlled in a lot of different ways, especially with trends and messages through the media and all of that. But I think it's again a balance thing, because to counteract that attitude of I'm number one, I deserve everything, you let me use my money and what I have to be better than you, you have to have an outside force be like, all right, settle down. Let's not just have everything be about you. Let's include these other people and let's move forward. And that should be the idea of government. But you get money involved in government, and then it turns into, oh well, you and me, we're cool. Yeah, you all can have this, breadcrumb while we go feast. And let's just tell you how great it is for you and how much we've done for you while we
Pat myself on the back for giving you that crumb.
Yeah.
The root of that, the word vernment, it means money hunting.
No, it
Vernment?
doesn't.
Yeah, vernment means go. Well, shit. Never mind.
Money
Doesn't matter.
hunting.
Go
And
money
you were
hunting.
so close to
I
the more
was.
you know little symbol.
I almost had it.
That's those breadcrumbs.
Take it back.
though.
Let's edit this.
That's what they put out there. They put out that image of, you'll get this happiness and you'll feel better and all that. If you can just obtain this, so you spend your whole life, chomping at the bit trying to get that. And in reality, even the people telling you that that's what you need probably aren't that well off. You know what I mean? They're just part of this grand system that keeps the slaves working.
Because the people that are putting out the shit for the system are the people that think that's actually the way to go about being happy.
Right.
That's why they're like, ooh, we're going to acquire this stuff. And then people start eating each other.
Well, I guess it kind of falls into the American dream, How do you live the American dream? You get a great job that pays a lot and takes care of everything. How do you get that job? You go to school. Well, what do you got to do to get to school? You got to take out student loans. Oh, you got to pay the government for your student loan money. Oh, well, the government actually needed that money to help pay for Social Security because they fucked up. They didn't think about things going forward. It could all be tied back, but you never really know unless you're in the room where it happens.
Yeah.
Is that how?
Is that not a real place? In the room where it happens.
It was like a Hamilton thing.
I don't
Who's
understand that
actually
reference.
in the room?
I don't. Oh, okay. Oh. All right. I was like, how far back is this shit?
The Broadway musical.
Saying I haven't seen that.
I haven't either. I just heard things.
You've seen it.
I'm reading a book now. It's about productivity, and the first little chapter or two is about how they spend millions a year on figuring out how to distract you, right? So even down to the tone in which your phone dings is supposed to trigger anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
Like it is, they've done the research, and that specific frequency triggers anxiety and stress, and it makes you like, I gotta get to it. It's a problem. It's whatever. They spend millions on distracting us. Like that just blew me away when I was reading that. Like, of course I understand that because I have a problem with Facebook and all that like that. I've been trying to like, get myself off of, go to rehab for, and but it's insane how much they distract you, so you don't see what's really going on behind the curtains. And how do you, like, even when I'm like, answering emails and going to work and doing quotes, I try to look at it like, am I really busy, or am I really contributing? Am I doing anything? Or is this just a way to distract me from what I really should be doing? Like, how do you know what you're doing is what you need to be doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you know that you're actually producing what you were put on earth to do, if you believe that you were put on earth to do something?
Well, that you don't.
That could be a good sign if your life is going well. If you're happy, you're probably, unless you were put here by the devil to do it.
Ooh.
Well, then you're still probably happy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's not going to put a reluctant minion down here.
choking
Well,
people
I
out
don't
and cutting them up.
That's a lot of blood.
A lot of murderers are pretty happy.
You got to drink all that.
Right?
Until they get put in prison. Well, then they just shank a bunch of people.
Yeah, they
too.
just murder there.
They just like murdering.
And they just have them contained with
Murder in the morning, murder in the evening.
I just love killing.
Don't we all?
I don't know. I think with like that, it would just depend on like your definition of your life and your purpose and all of that. At that point, you have to define it, because we don't come into this world knowing why we're here. We have no idea. We die not knowing.
We should start a society where parents just hand down destiny to their kids.
Here you go.
Here's your little letter and ribbon. Here's what you do, buddy.
That's something else. We were talking about the boomers, and then I got on a subject for like the millennials that I was looking into, and that the problem isn't that they don't want to make a change, they don't want to make a difference or whatever. The problem is they don't want to put forth the work, right? It's not so much that they don't have these big visions of how the world should be, it's putting the work forward. And I can understand that.
Oh, you want me to do it
To
for
an
you?
extent. No, I don't.
So how I say that I can understand that is okay, at work, I'm really good at customers. I'm really good at quoting. Like, customer service is through the roof. Like, I treat them like they're gold, every single one of them, even if they're spending $50. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I've found that I love quoting and everything, but when it's time to do the work, I'm overwhelmed with anxiety. Like, I don't really want to do the work. I'd rather send somebody out and like they do the manual part of it.
Right.
I just want to do like the meeting and the fun.
You want to do
like,
the easy shit.
Yeah, but I feel I'm in that group with the millennials. Like, I can understand it. Like, putting the work forth sucks. You know what I mean? But where did that come into play? Why is it that the work is what draws us
It's
away from
long-term gratification.
compared to like that
Short term.
Okay,
yeah.
short term. Like, hey, I'm with the customer. I'm making them smile. Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man, but I was sitting in the truck and I was like, I get it now. I can understand that, because I'd much rather send somebody to go do the manual part of it. I'll do all the fun stuff. Like, I can get it.
That's
totally
the
right.
stuff I wouldn't want to do.
Oh,
I'd
really?
much rather just run out there, shut off their shit, connect everything, and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to
Just
work
leave
for
alone.
me?
I don't know, man.
Wanna come to work?
Houses burning down all around Louisville.
I just quoted him. He burned him.
He burned them.
I don't know. It just, I don't know. I'm trying to get better at that. Like, I think though, like after the wreck and then realizing like life is very, very short and minimal and all that, it just,
Delicate.
do I really, delicate. Do I really want to
Life is a
be,
flower.
I don't want to put it manual labor to, I'd rather like do stuff around the house or like create something of my own, even if it doesn't make money. But there goes that dollar. Like, you have to have that dollar. So what do you do?
Yeah. You have to just, in the meantime, like when you're here and stuff, like do the things that you enjoy doing and then hope that those things take off and then you can do those things to earn your money.
Right.
That's it. It's long-term gratification.
Robbing and stealing.
Robbing and stealing.
Been there, done that,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Conform, obey, consume.
Allegedly. I don't know, man. But as far as like the staying on track and not getting distracted about, because there's a lot of things on Facebook or even Google that tells you, oh, this is the way you get famous. This is the way you get rich.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. And in reality, like, no, it's not. Like, even the person writing that article, they're not famous. They're famous for writing this article or whatever. You know what I mean? They're famous for putting that out, but they're not famous for doing the work.
Yeah.
They're well known for telling you how to do it. Like,
Well,
They're
they always
noted.
have that book to sell to tell you how
Right.
to do it, and that's the
Right.
work that they actually did.
Yeah.
And now the work that they're doing is convincing you to buy that book, so you can go ahead and figure out how to make yourself rich. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, our friend Eric told me one time, he's like, don't listen to somebody that doesn't have money in their bank account tell you how to make money and
Yeah.
save money. Like, I guess it falls under that. Like, how do you, like that person writing the book, anybody can. Like, I bought a book one time.
Ugh.
It was like how to shorten your time and like how to become rich in a short amount of time and all this. I don't know why I bought it. Don't. It was something about like internet advertising or some shit. Anyways, the dude was like, here's what you do. The first chapter was about create a book, an ebook about anything. Go
Yeah.
online and find the top 5 whatever and
Yeah.
write a book about it, an ebook, because you can publish it yourself. And it dawned on me.
That's-
That's what you did.
Yeah.
And I bought it because it was like he paid for being the top on Audible or whatever. And I was like, he just got me with the thing that he's telling me.
Yes.
It blew me
He
away.
has no expertise at all.
Do you think you could do that? You think you could like pull the veil over somebody's eyes and feel okay about yourself?
I used to be able to think that I used to be able to think.
Yes.
I
And
feel like
speak.
that I would have been able to do that in my past, but nowadays, no. I'd have too many problems with self-evaluation. Like, nobody'd buy this. I'd get to the point where I'd be like, ooh, there's the top search. Let me go ahead and write the book. Wait a minute.
I thought you meant
This
because
is a
you'd gone
scam.
soft and like you don't want to stick anybody.
No, I just have
Okay.
issues. And
Mine's definitely the talk myself out of the game. Like,
yeah.
I'll come up with a list of things that I want to do, and then each one of them I shit on one by one. Like, nope, that won't work because who am I to, whatever, play music and try to make money playing music? I'm not that good and all that shit. Like, that starts playing into me. I've been trying to get better at it, but how do you get better at something that you've been doing for 30 years? You know what I mean? Just shitting on every idea that comes into play.
You are a master shitter.
I am, dude.
We talked about videos to make, and we discussed like how to start a small business, because we've started one. But because we are not far enough into it, he said he wouldn't feel comfortable doing it because we're not necessarily
Right.
successful at this point. We've just started. But it's not how to be successful in a small business. It's how
like
to
what
start
we're
one.
doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I do, like, I have no right to tell them. Like, that's I like doing motivational stuff because the things that I've listened to up until now have got me to want to do the company and get better in life and all that. And I want to be that. I was like, I'd love to change people's lives that way. But every time, like, I come up with a video or whatever, I look at it and I'm just like, what the... Who are you? Who am I? But it's in that search to find who's Danny?
Who is
know,
you?
Who is Danny? Who is Adam? Who is Sarah? Who are you actually?
Who is Ian? You just gonna leave him out?
Yeah, we're
of
leaving
the
him
who
out.
is
We're not gonna
statement.
figure that one
We
out.
all know who he is.
Damn it, D! Mystery!
Do you think productivity is just working really hard constantly? Or
No.
is there a formula to
That's just
productivity?
waste. You said to be good at what you're doing and focus. Do it until it's done.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
Next topic.
Taoist. It's not a religion, but Taoists view life as in flow. Like they call God the Tao. You know what I mean? And they view. You ever heard the term like he's in the zone, right? In basketball or whatever. And they say that what that means is like, okay, if I'm writing a sentence, each letter, I focus on that letter specifically until I have a sentence, and then I have a paragraph in it. But each getting in the zone is focusing on that task at hand. Like literally, the screw turn you do, or the one wire that you strip.
Look at it like when you're hula hooping and it's going really well.
Yeah,
You're in the zone.
you're in the zone.
Then you start fucking up. And it's not perfect anymore.
But I think that a lot of it, productivity comes from being in that zone of I'm getting it done the best possible way, like the best it's ever been. Like this screw is going to be the best screw that's ever been turned. And then one at a time, one after another. But I don't know what productivity actually means. I don't know when you know that you're doing well.
Right.
You know?
I think part of it would have to do with not only keeping focus on what you're doing and doing it well when you turn that screw, but also realizing what that screw turn will lead to later on down the road. Keeping an eye on what that will lead to, even if it changes.
Right.
You know, with your how-to thing, you know, you could document and keep track of everything you've done and try to keep an ongoing journal, and then 10 years from now, you can look back and be like, now I am somebody. Now I can actually show you step by step what I did.
Right.
And then, you know, as you're doing it, you focus on the details, and that way you have that path that you created.
Right.
In that manner. But I don't know. It's why am I the balance guy? Why do I keep going back to small things and big things work together? Fuck it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
I'm with you though. Like keep it. That's a hard one to do. Like realizing that each screw that I turn, each wire that I strip, is leading to that 10, 20-year mark where we're selling the company, and I'm making say $1 million or whatever, and I'm retiring. It's all leading up to this bigger picture. I'm creating this successful company by stripping this wire successfully.
Right.
I guess you have to always keep that in mind, that this is where
And
it's
better
leading.
than the next person.
And I'm leaving it better than the next person, and I'm going to do the job better for less.
Hey,
Right. Yeah.
if somebody offers you $2 million, will you sell the company?
Right now?
Ooh. That's a
I don't
weird
know.
question.
What do you think?
You know what? I may consider that. Like we'd have to talk about it, but I may consider doing that because I'm like, we'll take this $2 million and we'll create 2 other companies. You're gonna run one, I'm gonna, and then keep building from there.
Right.
Because I can always create another company. But I don't know, man. That's a hard question. I don't know if I would give it up right now.
Yeah, that's a...
Maybe though. I'm lying because probably.
Yeah. Here's $2 million.
Yeah. Did
Give
you
me a
have $2
company.
million you were giving me? Because I'll take it right now.
I thought about it, but you hesitated.
Yeah,
so
are you trying to buy?
I'm
I'll
out.
put your dick in my mouth for $1 million. Just $1 million. 500,000.
Just sit it there?
Just until you
Like
want
that?
me to get it out of my mouth.
That's it?
Out of my lip. No, man.
But look, I like the idea though of like going back to like the how-tos, even though you've simply started a company and you're not technically successful. I mean, you're not failing, so it's successful kind of. I like the idea of doing like a how-to now, so because everybody just sees, okay, Elon Musk is this super like wealthy and successful person. They didn't see his journey leading up to how he got there.
Yeah.
So if you start now, people see the journey, and then one day if you are successful, or when you are successful, they saw, okay, I can do it. That to me would give me more motivation to do something if I saw the journey versus just seeing, okay, here's this wealthy businessman telling me how to
do it.
Yeah.
And I think that can actually lead to something that's missing in a lot of our environment today, is that back to the doing each screw and each wire stripping to promote yourself and everybody else. You don't necessarily want to do it better than the next guy. You want to be able to do it so well that you can teach the next guy.
Yeah.
And then, everybody can do it that well. And maybe that isn't best financially for you and to promote your business, but that furthers us as people.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that'd be something that's missing in our greed economy and
Hell yeah.
something like that.
So you need to go be a teacher.
Right.
Ooh.
I think that want to better that next phase of life. You don't know, like I talked about, I'm working for this marketer, which I don't know. He does marketing. Like he markets and advertises and all that.
I don't know what he
for like
does.
Google and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Because we were talking about getting the company up on Google and whatever, and don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, that's what I do for a living. And he does really well because whatever. The thing that I'm saying is like, you don't know what that other guy does or where he's going, or girl for that matter.
True.
So what if I help you out with something, or I like scratch your back, so to speak, and then 10 years from now you own this successful marketing company? Well, hey, I need marketing, and you do it for me for free. Holy shit! How did that connection happen? I think so many people are like, "What can you do for me right now?" And if that's nothing, forget about it, dude.
Yeah,
forget about it. It's crazy.
And then you have the wonderful people in life that'll be like, "Oh, you taught me how to do that. Okay, well, I'm going to go undercut you. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I benefit from what you gave me, and you're going to be punished for what you've done and the kindness you've shown me."
Ain't that crazy?
So,
without a doubt.
I don't know how you can bat that, but that's definitely one of the biggest detriments to running a business like that.
Well, I just finished
for a community.
We talked about it. I was reluctant to buy it, and I'm glad I did. Then it was kind of
fulfilling.
Yeah, I do it on a daily basis anyways. That's why I think I'm good with customers. But I read a book about dominating the business world by being nice, like the power of being nice, and overly nice to a certain extent. And it was a very good, like, a lot of people don't do it. And I feel like even if you undercutted me, the niceness that I give off and the energy I give to each customer and the focus I give to each customer, I'll win in the end. Because in reality, all those dickheads, remember back, the nice guy always loses and stuff like that. A lot of those dudes are like, have 2 kids with 2 different, whatever, they're struggling, they're alcoholics, whatever. And they have this, like, I don't know, they're struggling, and me, I'm like, well, I've been nice the whole time. Like, I feel like 20 years from now, the niceness will pay off, even if it doesn't right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how you find out who is Adam, who is Sarah. And I think that's at least part of the way, at least.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But that's I think it's constantly in my mind, like, who am I? Well, like, what am I doing here? Like, and am I doing enough? Am I whatever? And it's like, maybe I'm supposed to do it. Because like, I know now the lessons that I learned at like 13 and 18 and 20, I know now what that was for, right? But I don't know what the lessons are for right now. I'll know when I'm 40. I'll look back and be like, I get it. And it's the sucky thing. If I could go back, with all the information I have now, back in 20, I probably would have never touched drugs because I would have found a way to make me happy outside
I like that
of
you
it.
say probably, though.
No.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee
You
it.
don't want to say definitely.
They're still pretty cool, but
They're pretty awesome.
Look, that's what I was in my head. I was like, nope, I'd still do them.
Nope.
Because they're great.
And maybe that's part of the whole, the less traveled path is less take. Well, fuck that up. I'm sorry.
Nailed it.
Oh,
Boo. I wish I had a
Turn
boo.
the podcast off right now.
Yes, we're done. All right. Skippity bop bop bop.
Oh, yeah. But nicety is the harder path, and a lot of people don't want to take it because it's easier to be the dick. It's not as much
which is
work.
weird because in video games it's easier to be nice. Like when I play Fallout and Skyrim.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Interesting. I wonder why it's set up that way.
Maybe
because people will help you.
Subliminal.
I would say subliminal, maybe. Yeah. I would go with that.
Right.
But that wouldn't hold true because he's an asshole. It hasn't helped him at all.
No.
Well, and if it's subliminal, then all the conspiracies that I am a fan of and believe are wrong. None of them are based in niceness.
None of them.
Not a one.
Not a one. No, that's... I wish more people would go along that line because we don't really care. Like, I would give my money to a homeless dude that I know is going to blow it. Like, I wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, man. Did I tell you about the dude that... the Cam knows that throws change at homeless people?
No.
Like,
the fuck?
darts
So,
it
like,
at him?
Yeah, just chucks it. It's like, keeps change in his car or whatnot in the console, and they pull up at lights and stuff, and they're sitting there. He just whips it at them.
It's like tiny
He
grenades.
says it's always specifically like pennies and nickels. The way whenever they get excited about all the change, they're disappointed with the penny.
It's so terrible.
You make me want to go donate or something.
Figured you'd hate that.
Yes.
I need to go follow that car and then be like, pick the change up for him
And give it to them.
Sorry about
Whatever,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
They'd probably think you're trying to steal it, and they would definitely assault you.
Them my nickels. Get up off them.
Worked all day for them nickels.
Yes.
I don't know. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good.
I was
No,
going to say,
talk over the
I
host.
can't-
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm the guest.
You've
But
been
no,
here twice now. You're no longer a guest. You're just a part of us.
3D no more.
Yay!
Oh, I thought you were being mean to him.
Kind of, I guess.
You know,
In a sense, yeah,
Alright.
but
I've learned
Everything's
though, that,
fucked.
Everything that I didn't make sense when I was 18 and 19 makes sense now. And I wish, because I had a lot of insecurities because of growing up and everything, I wish I could take all the stuff that I have now and not give a shit about nobody and just do and create. When it was a time where I didn't have to worry about the bills. And
well,
have
based
to
on
worry
how
about-
stupid you seem to think that you were, you had reason to be insecure about things.
Right.
Now, you don't.
But if
he
I could
still
take this
thinks
back.
he's stupid, though.
Yeah.
No, but he's not now.
He probably wasn't then.
He was. He is compared to future him, but
I'm compared to me at 40. But if I could take back
I love
now
you,
what
Adam.
I have to there, like not only could I impact my life better, but my ex-wife, I
Others.
could impact her better by saying this is probably not the best idea. Like
Right.
we're way too young and you are retarded. Like, you know what I mean?
but it's a good decision for me.
Yeah. But take all that back and bless myself and others with the torment that I caused along the way. I'm sure that I've impacted people's lives with my stupidity.
Well, maybe you wouldn't be where you are if you didn't have to go through all that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
It-
tell him, D. Light him up.
Ain't that the hardest
Definitely.
question, though? That's the
Definitely,
hardest.
if everything that has happened to you was taken away and you just had all the infinite knowledge, you would definitely not be the
It
same
wouldn't be
person.
fun either, right?
Yeah, you'd be like, I know what's gonna happen.
Because I think the struggle is fun in a way. As much as I hate it while I'm going through it, I think that it makes making it that much better. I feel like I really respect the struggle once I get there.
Right?
Right now, it can eat my dick, but
You can eat my dick.
really. But yeah, man, I'm happy with that struggle though.
Right?
But I just, it dawned on me the other day when I was driving, like, I know people say that all the time, but I finally get why my parents said it. If I knew then what I know now, and what a cliche thing to say, but Jesus Christ. you know,
Yeah. If I knew
it's
then.
so true.
What do you guys think about the expression "when it rains, it pours"? Like, what does it mean to you? Because I had a thought the other day that I'm probably stupid. So, what do you?
I don't know. That's a weird one.
To me, it means when one thing goes wrong, everything does. Is
Everything's about to go wrong. Yeah.
how
or
I
just
take it.
things compile. You know, you notice one thing and then you tend to notice it more often.
So that's kind of, I was thinking along the lines of you guys, but then I had the thought that, like, when it rains, it pours. It's like, instead of describing it as raining, you're like, it's fucking pouring.
Yeah.
Like, when things suck, they don't just suck. They fucking suck. So it's just like over dramatizing.
Yeah. Misfortunes or difficult
Something like that.
situations tend to follow each other in rapid succession or to arrive all at the same time. That is literally how that is described.
All right, cool.
Rapid succession.
All
Yeah.
right, because that was how I usually intended it, but then I had the alternate thought. And I thought, what if I was wrong this whole time?
You've been using it. I can just see you in different situations, like going to pick out a dog. You're like, I love them. When it rains, it pours. Like,
Dude, that's just like I read more now
dude.
and my vocabulary is getting a little bit better, but just knowing the word, like knowing how to pronounce it, I don't quite know how to use all of them in the right way.
Right.
So it's funny. Sometimes I have to stop and look at her like, did I use that correctly?
yeah.
The word. Just
Just
certain
using
words.
them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Correct.
I still to this day avoid using affect and effect
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in most
Yep.
written communications. I'm
Yep.
just like, yep, it might impact that.
It might impact that. Yes.
That's
It's a good way to go about it.
I don't truly know how to spell definitely, but I've always said most def to people.
yeah.
But now, like, my phone spells definitely for me, and I don't know if I know how to spell it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Because I've always said most def, like, for sure. But now that I'm getting older and I have customers, I'm like, definitely.
Yeah, you
But I
don't
wouldn't
want
be
to
able to
say
write it.
most deaf like a
You
douchebag.
start,
Like a douchebag.
start saying Nas.
There's a lot of...
Nice.
I don't know, man.
Jay-Z.
It's a weird one. But I've noticed that, though. It's the same. It's like, I don't... Yeah, the vocabulary is getting better. Like, I know the word, but I don't know if I'm using them right. So I feel like my
Fake it
customers...
till you
I
make
love
it.
it.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it. You ain't kidding. I feel like my customers are like, this dude's an idiot.
I feel like people shouldn't fake it until they make it in that regard, because people try to do that, and I know that they're using the word wrong. I'm just like, you fucking idiot.
Talking about fake it till you make it, we live in a very strange time. I'm a firm believer that you can learn anything from YouTube. Like, I learned how to fix problems on the car and in the house on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But what I don't do is I don't learn something off YouTube for the first time ever, never doing it, getting on Craigslist and offering the service as if I'm a professional. Did you know that there's a whole problem going on right now where people are learning just watching it and like, I could do that, and then going out as professionals and saying, this is what I do,
That's
even though they
fucked up.
haven't done it.
Yeah.
It's so terrible.
YouTube is the reason that licenses have to exist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
that's something that was crazy when somebody told me that. I'm like, there's no way that's happening, and it is. I've come behind people
it
that
is.
so
did that.
fucked up about
I
it.
know.
I love
It
it.
baffled me. I'm like,
Never in all my days did I think this would happen, but it is. Get 'em, boy.
It's so great. I can't believe who would even like. What do you do if someone actually hires you as a professional to go and do it, and you get stumped? Like, what if, because a lot of people will just stand over you while you do something? Are you going to be like, I need a moment to myself?
Yeah,
Like,
I gotta go call my boss.
like look it up, and
I'll be right back. Go to the van and leave.
that's just so silly to me. Because they would definitely question your abilities at that point.
well, I consider
You got their
myself.
money. You're in the van. You run.
Plus, I mean, fuck
Right,
it.
if
I'm
you-
not
if you
gonna
look like
try.
So there's a lot of people that don't know. Like, they're just like, oh, get this person. Everybody wants to save $1 too. So if somebody comes,
Yeah.
like, I can do that for 50 cents. They're like, hell yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
But-
like your glasses double, by the way.
Thank you.
I would consider myself a professional in the sense that I've studied the trade. I really love what I do.
Yeah.
And
You're
even
a
when,
master
when I'm with
electrician.
a
Yeah.
customer and I'm like, so I don't know something like right off the bat,
Why
and
are
I
you
have
not
to
a
go look it
doctor?
up and look at like prior jobs and stuff like that. I feel ashamed. Like, if I don't know, so if I showed up, like, I feel pretty confident if I watched something I could do it,
Right.
but I wouldn't be able to. I'm very confident in my work, but I wouldn't be able to just show up and be like, I can do this.
You couldn't do it professionally, but you could do it like for your cousin or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Some people don't have shame, man. They don't have that honor and integrity to be like, yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on, but
I watched a video before.
I'll
I
charge you
came over.
$300 for it.
Right, exactly. I'll try.
I'll try my hardest.
That's nuts.
I'm not
Grab that.
insured.
Oh, shit. So if something happens, it's on you.
I have 0 deadly accidents on my record.
I couldn't believe it though. But I feel pretty
Never
confident
had a
in that.
negative review.
But I'm like inclined in that manner where other people are inclined book smart and good at reading and stuff. Like, I'm manually inclined and I can do things with my hands, so I'd be okay with it. But I've seen it, man. Like, these people are like, this is happening. I'm like, there's no way. But yeah, it's a strange place we live in now
Yeah.
because you can find anything you want to learn or do or look at. It's all on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's nothing you shouldn't have to call somebody really.
See, but I also think it comes down to an innate talent, like you mentioned, because some people can pick up a guitar and just play it. You can, look at something once and understand it. I'll get a drill and a screw and try to put drywall up, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stay up. I've tried.
Awesome.
Later.
It's so beautiful.
It's coming down.
I
It's
mean,
funny, dude.
Sometimes I think anybody can do something, but only a few people have the ability to do it right.
Right.
Or at least take the time and the effort to do it right.
Right.
And finding those people is what's hard because, like you said, there's so many people that are going to undercut you, don't know what they're doing, and just trying to make a buck, or, they tried.
To feel okay about myself, and that's what I told her. Even if, like, I have to buy the most expensive product to get it done exactly right, because when I go home, it plays on me, dude. I'm like, I play the jobs over my head because I'm so fixated on what I do and making it the best product possible.
Right.
That when I go home, I'm like, did I do that? I try to play it over and make sure that I did everything correct, because I've messed up before, and it costs the company, it costs me, whatever, and I just know, like, I feel for the customer. I have pride in what I do when it comes to electric.
I think you should start leaving like a little basket about like yay big, with like the wrapping around it with like 3 or 4 Rice Krispie treats in there.
Yeah.
And I think they'll like that.
Oh, I like that idea.
Thanks.
Oh, leave it at the end of the job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, hey, thanks for your business, guy.
Yeah. We send thank you cards out.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's
After they've paid.
Every
'cause
job.
I'm not thanking them if they haven't paid yet.
If they've done like a $3,000 job, or we did one that was like $80, we sent it.
$84.80.
But I feel like doing it for less and all that, being a good person, kind, really like getting into their life and stuff like that, allowing them to text and be real personable, on top of the service we give after. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, we're on the ball with service.
You
I
guys
think
ever
it
drive
matters.
by and like flick the lights on and off at their places? Yep, still looks good.
Still looks good. Just wanted to check.
Just want to make sure.
You guys got any Sprite while we're here?
Because I'm all out.
And you just become freeloaders.
Store closed.
Hey, that's some good looking jerky you got on the counter.
There's such a lack in pride and responsibility and service. Like, people miss that. As much as they don't miss it, they want to go in the grocery store and just buy whatever it is they want and leave without you asking, how may I help you?
Yeah.
Like, that's why we have U-Scan. They miss it. So, like, when we do it, it's almost surprising to people that people still give a shit about one another.
I know.
That's crazy. I hate that we live in that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like the hardware store by the house. The old people, you go in, they're all like, ah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't even build shit. But
The one out by you?
Yes.
Yeah. When you go to those little mom and
People are
pop
nice,
hardware
yeah.
stores, they treat you like
And you
you're
walk
gold.
into Best Buy, like, hey.
Hey, man.
I've been in stores and haven't been able to find a single employee. I'm like, does anybody work in this place?
Home Depot.
Usually, I don't want to be fucked with if I'm in a store.
No, I usually hate it.
I really do not like it. But if I need someone, I should be able to easily find
You
you.
just yell out, hey,
Yeah.
hey, somebody help me.
Does anybody work here? Walmart's like that. I can never find anybody.
Home Depot.
It's always the same lady.
So tell us how you feel about Home Depot.
Yeah,
I
sounds
don't know
like
what
you
you're
don't
talking
like
about.
it.
What about Home Depot?
What?
No, I think some of that comes into that short-term, long-term thing. It's having that pride in your work, and then realizing that eventually in a business it's going to be successful and grow,
Right.
and how you have that continue. Because, like you said, you enjoy the customer interaction, but you still take pride in the little details. So when you're at a point in your business, hopefully when you're able to just handle the managerial aspect, ensuring you have workers that are also going to take pride in their work,
Right.
and making sure that they carry on that. I think that's a big struggle as well. 'Cause,
Oh, yeah.
you go up and you talk to a regional manager of McDonald's, and you'd be like, man, that guy is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And you talk to the guy that works Saturday night on the midnight shift, and you're like, dude, that
How
That
do
guy
you even
is-
get this
that
job?
guy is drunk.
Yes.
He's been drunk all day.
Yes.
And I think I got a chicken patty when I ordered a Big Mac.
That's rough.
Will they make you a Big Mac, like with chicken patties? Can you get like
Get
chicken
the big
instead?
chicken?
Yeah. that'd be
Have it your way. Have it your way, man.
what a big chicken.
I guarantee if you went in and ordered a big chicken, they'd have one just be like,
Big chicken.
don't know what that is. But
Boss, is this okay?
yes. Oh, I'm
Instead
gonna
of a
do
Big
that.
Mac, it's a Big Cluck.
Yes.
Oh, big fuck, yeah. I bet that Big Mac sauce would be disgusting on chicken. I don't know why. It just sounds really gross to me.
I feel like it'll be all right. You can put any kind of sauce on chicken. Any.
I don't know if I agree with
You
that.
get the nastiest shit you want, D. I don't care. I said it.
He's eating it.
I'm eating it.
Rainwater.
Great.
Ohio River
Great.
water.
Make it into a sauce, though.
Okay, I got to put like some Parmesan cheese in it.
Thicken that
Thicken it
shit
up.
a little. You wouldn't really have to with the river, though.
We'd have like seaweeds and half
There's
a fish eye.
Yeah, I was thinking there's a fin in this.
Before each podcast, I'll go through. I get on Facebook during that time, and I'll scroll through trying to find like just to make sure I'm covering my bases. Like, okay, what's trending as far as that? Like, is there something I can pull from here and do whatever?
What's the stupid inflammatory shit for today?
Yeah, the stuff that people are just clicking on for no damn reason. And it baffles me how little information or how little substance is on those websites, like on Facebook and Instagram. Even like the people who are trending, it's so empty. Like what is up with that? Like there is no substance in that world anymore. I don't know if there ever was on Facebook, if there was ever substance, but I feel like nobody's really saying anything.
There kind of was towards the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
But even that was limited. It was just excitement about everybody being able to talk about their crap. But
openly.
I feel like with, I don't know, it could just be kind of self-absorbed crap. But like the college kids of that time kind of had it together a little bit. It was all right. Yeah.
That's,
or maybe I was just stupid.
Kids my age knew what was going on.
Yeah, dude,
These
we
other
knew.
people.
We were the last good ones.
I will
Kids
say
today.
something that it didn't baffle me so much as like it was just a realization that I think everybody should know. There was somebody on my Facebook. I felt like they had it made from the way that they portrayed themselves on Facebook, right? I ended up visiting them, right?
Do I need to take these off?
No.
No, they're
visiting,
awesome.
And I told her even beforehand, I was like, hey, I'm going to over and visit this person. And they,
Perfect.
I was like, I haven't seen them in a while. They've done amazing things or this and that. I was like, I don't know. Just kind of like talking to her about it because I didn't feel like I should have been there. You know what I mean? Like they're doing so well. And I show up and man, they just rough. Yeah. And I'm like, how did you portray such a beautiful lifestyle on Facebook, but
living in this squalor.
You live in this bullshit.
Be like a production assistant on set. Make this shithole look good.
It's like they drive out to hotels and stuff that have this beautiful scenery and all this stuff and only capture the best parts of their life.
Well, I mean, that is the best stuff to capture.
Right.
Look at how I'm living day to day like a jackass.
What if they just
This is my jizz pile.
go in front
Thank God
of
for that.
like different hotels and get pictures on one computer, put it behind them, and they're like, "Look, I'm in Alabama, and look, I'm in Florida." Like, but really, they're just
Go to nice restaurants, pose with everybody's food.
I do want to put that out there though. Like, I feel like from what I post, I try to be transparent in the sense that like I'll post pictures of me back in my drug days and just to show a progression of sorts and be very transparent. Like, this is who I used to be. This is who I am now. That's it. You know what I mean? We don't have, 2-story home with a, whatever's the American dream, so to speak. And I try to be transparent in that manner because like it's legitimately the people that you think have the best whatever on Facebook or Instagram, they don't. I'm telling you right now, they don't. I've been proved a couple times that
I think
they don't.
I'm only friends with people that like 70s pop culture.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like Monster and grunge.
yeah.
Ah.
So that's
So
all they
everybody's
talk
just-
about.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of living in shit, and they're fine with it.
I got a friend that all he posts, he tags his girlfriend in
this
butt
guy.
sex
Yeah, this son of a
things and
bitch.
like eating pussy and squirting and all this
Yeah.
other. pretty much letting you in on what
You
her
should
vagina
start-
looks
You should
like.
start commenting
and
on that stuff,
does.
though. I'm gonna eat that pussy too, boy.
Yes.
You get that.
I'm like, how degrade? I wonder if she's like cool with it because I never see her respond to him. Right? I just see him tag her in it.
She just sucks his dick.
I
That's
guess
all.
so, dude.
I bet she doesn't.
I'm like, what a degrading piece of shit. Even if you were
know
like
more
down
about
with
women
that,
than I do.
even if you were down with that, I'd be like, you are fucking disgusting.
Look, I tell
Oh,
you right now. Oh, we've been dropping F-bombs
Yeah.
all night. I haven't even been keeping track.
Cool.
I don't even know if Danner was aware.
I didn't say one.
And if he
by the
did, he
way.
didn't give a shit.
Until right then.
Until right then, yeah.
Yeah.
Danner's been
What?
saying that more than anybody.
My bad.
He
That's
has been
cool.
saying it. Yeah.
Not
But
it
it's,
doesn't matter.
it's all good. It
Fuck
doesn't-
it.
Fuck. But no.
Whoa.
I tell you right now, if you were tagging me in pictures of like assholes and pussy and all kinds of shit, we would not be
Very
together.
descriptive in the sense of like what her vagina does and what it looks like.
Dude, on Facebook, like
What-
that shit's
How many
public.
options are there of what it can do?
I don't know. It can square.
Couple.
It can
Or is it more like
tight,
what
it
would
can
that pussy
loose.
do, though? That kind of shit.
It's just degrading though.
Yeah.
Mine makes pancakes.
I don't know.
Mine.
Pancakes. Put ping pong balls.
The
in this
rolled
thing.
pancakes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know though. I did want to emphasize
a
that.
whisk
That I've
Yeah.
in
learned.
there.
I was wishing I had a whisk last night.
Oh, really? We've got a couple. You need one?
Yeah, give me
We've
one.
got, like, 4.
What'd you need a whisk
Fantastic.
for?
Yeah.
Like chicken stuff.
You needed to
Chicken
whisk
stuff.
chicken.
Yeah, whisk your chicken.
No, it was like
Whisker
Whisker
chicken.
it's like cream of chicken.
Husker
and
do's
like there
and
were
Husker don'ts.
do it, hit them with it.
With or without the scooter stick.
But yeah, because I was staring at some shit, and there was like I don't know, like a film or something in it.
Yeah,
And I was like, this just spoon didn't cutting it. And I was just like, I want to.
that's right.
So yeah,
Whisk it
made
up
me
real
feel
nice.
good. I got about a whisk.
Oh, well, I'll get you a whisk. We got a few.
Thanks, man.
A new
So-
artist that I know I'm going to say, and you're not going to look up. Zach
Because I already know him.
Zach Bryan. He's a like a countryish
He's
artist.
not new.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Yeah, he's on a.
I'm
on a
old
come
school
up.
him.
I'm old
You're
school.
such a dick.
No, that's
So old school.
I was asking Sarah, dude. I told her like when it came to like Tyler Childers, I listened to him back when he was like doing like the bullshit videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like this guy, and I told her I was like, this guy is gonna make it. Like his music is great and his songwriting is great, and he just did like out in the woods with his phone and like just playing and singing. And I told her, I was like, this dude's gonna make it. And then sure enough, this week it said that he is signing on to a record deal and he has like a label behind him now. And I asked her, I was like, is YouTube and all these other outlets, are they telling me what's good? You know, like, okay.
They have a
like, we
section for that
can't
called recommendations.
Right, but this stuff just pops up like when I'm looking for new music and stuff like that. I'll find these people that aren't doing shit, and they end up being big.
Gets
Is
weird.
it that media tells us what's good and like they decide who's good and who's not? And like I don't know. I just think that a lot of things are fake. I think I'm losing my mind out here. You know what I mean?
Our conspiracy has gone so far that we no longer know if we like things that we say we like or
We
not.
like, yeah.
Dude,
I like it. I listen to it every morning, and I'm like, do I really like this?
shit's heavy.
I don't know. I don't know if I like what I like.
I bet
give it
you do.
Give it up for a day or two. You'll find out.
Oh.
Maybe you don't really like it till you hate it.
Hey, so, you know, you were saying that, like, people don't post stuff that's, you know, got any substance
Substance.
to it.
Yeah.
I, of course, like to read about medical stuff, which is, I guess, it's got substance to it because it's actually, like, progression and things like that. They did a hand transplant on this girl. They actually did male hands. Because she said, yes, I'm taking that shit because she didn't have any hands and she didn't
Right.
care.
The chick
And-
from Seinfeld that was cracking the lobster claws.
If she's an Indian girl and
Which
the,
one?
the real Indian.
Because Native Americans are fake.
I would call them Native American.
They're very in with bird culture. So that makes sense.
They're not real.
Oh, Yeah, I was like, what, bird law? These hands, they were like 2 or 3 tones darker than her actual skin color, and they have actually gotten smaller, so they look appropriate to her hands, because before they looked abnormal because they were too big. They were a man's hands. They say that her wrists have actually gotten more delicate, and the shade of the hands themselves have lightened to match her skin tone. You can't even tell that they're hand transplants anymore.
That is
That's
nuts.
awesome.
Yeah, they said it's the first time that they've actually. I think there might have been one other time, but they couldn't really like look into it, and they didn't consider it to be like a case of this happening because the dude died and something happened. I don't know, but yeah, her hands changed color and got smaller. Isn't that nuts?
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Makes me think we just need to grow a bunch of giants and bats, and then just attach giant parts to little people. See how that goes.
Well, they said
like-
COVID-19 started with bat. So
That's what I hear. Did you hear the Dean Koontz crap?
no.
He wrote like a book called like The Eyes of Darkness, or like The Shadow of Darkness, or like The Shadow of the Eyes, or whatever.
Eyes in the
Like in
shadow.
the 80s, and there's like a virus it's like the shit now. But it was called like the Wuhan 4000 or some shit. And it's like described as like a pneumonia-like thing.
Oh,
And it's
shut
like,
up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, as long as it's not full-on memed,
Yeah,
we're good.
maybe
But
he
yeah.
made it.
Matt Tastic sent that. I hope he didn't.
He made the coronavirus.
He was like, you think Stephen King's horrifying? I'll kill you all.
He's like, I've just got too much money, so I'm just gonna make a virus and put it out there. I'm
They said
bored.
I couldn't do it, so I did it.
What?
Y'all good?
Oh.
I think Adam's just happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I could
what,
go
are
on
we,
that.
what are we eating? What's the deal?
Oh, I'm fine.
We got some little pea chops. We're gonna have mashed
Hell yeah.
potatoes. I got carrots and broccoli.
yeah.
Grapes.
Yeah, well, that's
and
all
red
right. Cool.
peppers.
Yeah, great.
Anybody have anything pressing they need to say?
I don't think so. D.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
Polar bears are eating each other more often. It's like a rare occurrence. Before now, they used to occasionally.
Oh, wait, was
eat
that
each
polar
other.
bear picture real?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
that
that
was
was
real.
just like a horrific kind of funny thing.
No, they used to occasionally eat each other, and then they're like suspecting, I guess, because of the climate change and things melting and them not having a lot of food, that they're killing each other like all the time now.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah, because remember when the lizard had an egg and it ate the thing out of the egg? It
Yeah.
was like, you can't come into this environment. Mm-hmm. Animals do this thing where they're like, if it's not fit to live in,
Yeah.
they will spare their young so that they don't have to live in this horrible environment. We are creating that environment for the
These
polar bears, so
poor
they're going
polar
to eat
bears,
them. They're
yeah.
like, to hell with it, dude. The world's coming to an end. I'm going to eat you. You know
I
what
think
mean?
they're doing it though because they're hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're causing that too, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No matter what. But
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah. Cannibals. Yay.
Danny?
Well, I think we all need to find out what we really like and what motivates us, or else we'll just fall victim to the next Facebook trend, and then
Yeah.
we'll upset Ian, and then he'll come after you and try to sew bat wings on you. So
I'll attempt it.
That's right.
Try to do things without the monetary value
Whatever,
in
man.
mind.
There's a new
Do
Morrissey
that.
album coming
yeah.
out.
Morrissey's terrible, though.
I am not a dog on a chain.
betterment
around
of
like-
You
the
won't
many.
listen to Tyler Childers, but
Instead
you will
of the
listen
few.
to this
I
terrible
swear, dude.
band.
Morrissey can
Morrissey
eat a
is so
dick.
good.
Morrissey is
Morrissey's
terrible.
You guys are idiots.
That's right.
And he pretty much ruined Riot Fest
Yes, he did.
2016.
Yeah.
He's the only one that gave it any soul.
Jumping
Whatever.
around like a monkey on barbed wire.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
I got soul.
It's time to eat.
Oh, I
love
thought we were going to do a
viewers.
thing together.
We,
Okay.
we appreciate you viewing this podcast, number 50 for us.
Thanks, y'all.
Bitter.
It's like an anniversary.
Oh, hey,
we think,
today's
Another
Friday the
milestone.
13th. Did you guys think that was kind of crazy?
I didn't know it
I
was.
didn't even pay attention.
Isn't
I knew
it
it
also
was.
a full moon?
I hope.
I don't know.
I
Maybe.
think it is.
About
Shit's
to find
wild.
out.
Let's look into that.
Again, we
That-
appreciate Danny Tyler coming on for the second time, yo.
Let's
It's-
wait
Yeah,
for the
time
third.
to.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence. People need
Hey,
to hear
my
what you got to
pleasure.
say.
Your third could be Couch's third.
Yeah.
I think that was the plan.
It's been
Great. Thanks for telling me.
I did.
We're leaving it a secret. Just
Thanks
now.
for not writing it down for me.
It's in text
Man,
on your
But
phone.
no. We appreciate
I don't
you
even
coming
know
on
what a phone
again,
is.
dude, and gracing us with your presence.
Anytime.
Other than that, though, like, comment, share, hit the notification, hooker face.
Tell us
Hooker
hi.
face.
Skibbity ba ba ba
Once the
ba
boob's gone over the hooker face.
Wildly Uninteresting Podcast.